welcome to Destiny of Cards. Today we'll be doing a deck profile of the updated version of the Blau deck that has been boosted in the Galaxy Stargate GEB03. So basically this will be the starter of the deck. We're still running this as the starter instead of the other new starter that is seen in the set. So basically this starter skill is when your Vanguard with Blau and its card names hit the opponent's Vanguard, you may pay the cost with Counter Blast 1. If you do, look at the top 3 cards of the deck, then select one card with Blau and its card name from among them, reveal it to your opponent, add to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Next, we move on to the Grade 3 lineup of the deck. So this is the layout of the deck. Alright, so it's 4-3-3. So there is total of 10 Grade 3. So let's take a look at the new card that is from the GEB03. So when a G unit with original card name, Blau and its card name, strike onto this card, you may choose one card with Blau and its card name, then that unit plus 5000 power. So you need not be the G unit, you can power up to any of your rear guard that have Blau and its card name, which is mainly almost everything in the deck. Okay, so next on, the next skill will be when a unit with Blau and its card name right on this card, you may pay the cost, Counter Blast 1. If you do, choose 4 units with Blau and its card name, you may stand them, choose 4 units with 4 rear guards with 4 Blau and its card names, stand them, and they get 5000 power. So questions in the FAQ was asked, if the unit is not rested, can you still power up 5000? The answer is yes. You can power up those units that is still in stand position. You need not, it's not power up 5000 to the unit that you stand, however. Yeah, so it's something different from Victor stack. Yeah, so basically just choose 4 Blau unit, then power 5000 to them. Yeah, and then if they are in rest, you just stand them. Next will be the break right of the deck. Okay, so yes, this term break right had not been heard for very long. Okay, so limit break 4, Counter Blast 1. When a card with Blau and its card name right onto this card, you may pay the cost, which is Counter Blast 1. If you do, choose one of your Vanguard, which is that new unit that right onto this card, then you need plus 10,000 power. And it also gain this skill. When this card attacks the Vanguard, if the number of rear guard you have that is in standing position is 3 or more, you gain the skill. Until end of that battle, your opponent cannot call Sentinel from their hand onto Guardian Circle. So basically, this card actually seal off your opponent's G Guardian. Seal off your opponent's Sentinel. So Perfect Guard or Quintet Wall is all been sealed because they are rated as Sentinel of the deck. Next skill will be when a unit with Blau and its card name hit your opponent's Vanguard, you may pay the cost. So blast 1 card with Blau and its card name. If you do, counter charge 1. So with the soul, the cost of a soul, you can counter charge 1, and it's very important in this deck. Let's say this is the you do not have other unit, but you break right this, or you somehow have this as your Vanguard. Any unit with Blau and its card name hit your opponent's Vanguard, you may pay the cost. So including this card itself. So yeah, so maybe it's your first right. Yeah, so it's not restricted to GB because this is a limit break card. Next is the Fighter Collection card. Right, okay, so the limit break 4 skill, Counter Blast 2, card with Blau and its card name. Okay, so how it works is when this card attacks the Vanguard, you may pay the cost. Counter Blast 2 card with Blau and its card name. If you do, stand all your rear guard in the front row with Blau and its card name. So okay, the next part of the skill will be During your battle phase, if any unit stand by a card stand during battle phase, this unit plus 2000. So imagine you stand 5, you get 10,000 power. So yeah, so remember this card. Yeah, so 5,000 plus 2,000 is actually 7,000 for each 10 card. So you stand 4. So sorry, not the unit, sorry, it's this card plus 8,000 because of this effect. However, of course, this is not a break, right? So it doesn't have a 10,000, but it's okay because we have this card that actually give it the skill of 8k. So if you write this over this, you get 8k because you will stand 4 unit. Of course, if let's say they are in stand position, you don't get that 2k. Next, we'll move on to the grade 2 line of the deck. Alright, the deck run 9, grade 2. Okay, so 10k Blau Vanilla. Next is the O card that you already note. So basically, the skill is when a card with Blau is card name right on or when you strike a card onto your Vanguard circle. Yeah, so basically a grade 3 Blau right or you strike. Yeah, so either way you get 5,000 power and you gain the skill. Okay, so what the skill is, when the attack of your Vanguards hit your opponent's Vanguard, you may pay the cost, color plus 1, stand this card. Next is the new card that we've seen. Okay, so there's actually a grade 1 that has similar effect. Okay, so the effect continuous skill is during your turn, if the number of damage in your of yours is more than opponents or equal, you get 2,000 power. So it's an 11k continuous skill. Next part of the skill, which is the once per turn skill. Okay, so it's in the past, damage eater actually have to be on call. However, now this new damage eater do not have to be on call skill. So basically, it's once per turn, plus 1 GB1. Review the top card of your deck, then put into a damage zone. If that card that you put into a damage zone is a card with Blau as card name, this unit get 5,000 power. Okay, during your end phase, you can choose one card in your damage zone and heal it. Next, we move on to the grade 1 line out of the deck. Okay, so the deck run this 14 cards. Okay, so basically the Sentinel of the deck, which is seen in the new set. So basically, when this card is called the Guardian Circle, choose a card from hand, discard. So it's a standard cost of a Sentinel. Then after that, you choose one card with Blau as card name. The attack do not get hit. Okay, so it doesn't get hit. Then the second part of the skill, which is if you have another Sentinel in your drop zone, so need not be this card itself, then you can choose one card with Blau as card, one rare card with Blau as card name. Until end of turn, you gain resist and it cannot be hit. Next, the deck run 4 copies of this card. So when this card is called the Rearguard Circle, if you have Vanguard with Blau as card name, and if the number of cards in your damage zone is more than or equal to your opponents, you may counter charge 1 and soul charge 1. The GB1 skill is when your Vanguard's unit with Blau as card name hit the opponent's Vanguard, you may pay the cost, which so put this card into the soul. If you do, draw a card. Next, so remember we mentioned there's the Grid 2. So both actually have the similar skill. Okay, so same skill. When your damage zone is equal or more than your opponent, you get 2000 power. So it's your 9k attack roll. So the previous one is your 11k. And the second part of the skill is also the same, which is counterblast 1, reveal the top card of your deck if the then put into a damage zone. If the card you have put into the damage zone is a card with Blau in its card name, this unit plus 5000 power until end of turn. And then after that, during end phase, you heal 1 card. Lastly, the so-called strike folder of the deck. The reason the deck run 10 copies of Grade 3 because actually there isn't a real strike folder until you actually rewrite. Or you manage to put a card, you manage to soul charge a Grade 3 into your soul. Because the strike folder require you to, if you have a Grade 3 Vanguard in your soul, so with Blau in its card name, so basically you have a Grade 3 card in your soul with Blau in its card name, you can, when this card is used for striding, you get Grade plus 2. Okay, so when this card is used for the cost of stride, then if you have a card with Blau in its card name in your soul, so you can actually call this card to your rearguard circle. So you have a Grade 3 card, Blau in its card name in your soul. So basically when you stride, because it's the same condition, you can call this onto rearguard. So it's actually, you're not wasting anything. You get a stride and you get a booster. But the problem lies on you need a Grade 3 Blau card in your soul. Next, the deck runs the trigger line out. Okay, so as you can see, the deck mainly have almost everything that is Blau in its card name except the stand and the critical from here. So this deck run 6 crit, 2 stand, 4 draw, and 4 heal. So Red Lightning, as most people already know, Red Lightning skill is put this card into the soul. If a Nova Grappler Vanguards, you can choose 1 card in your damage zone and turn it face up. So it's counter charge 1. Next, we talk about the stand trigger. Okay, so when this card attack, if you have a Blau Vanguard, you get 3k power until end of the battle. So it's a 7k attack roll if you're a Blau Vanguard. So this 2 is a non-Blau card. So now the heal trigger, which is from GEBO3. So basically it's the standard heal trigger effect of all the new heal, and it's a Blau card. So when this card is used for G Guardian, for G Guardian you can actually choose another card with another heal trigger from your drop zone, bind both this card and the card in your drop zone. Then if you do, you can counter charge 1 or soul charge 1. Next, we have the Maga clone. So it's also a Blau in its card name. So put this card in the soul, choose 1 unit, and that unit get 3000 power. Next, the critical trigger. Also with Blau in its card name. Counterblast 1, put this card in the soul. If you do, choose 2 cards in total, and then turn them face up. So you can choose 1 card in your G zone or 1 card in your damage zone. Then, sorry, 1 card in your rearguard. So a lock card or a card face down in your damage zone. So you can so-called counter charge 1. But however, you need a Counterblast 1 first. So it's actually a card that kind of anti-Link Joker, because Link Joker lock your rearguard, then Nova Gripper actually need your rearguard to attack. Lastly, we move on to the G zone. Alright, the deck runs 1 Sea Breeze. Okay, one of these. Okay, so this is actually used mainly for the grade 2 when your Blau's Vanguard hit. So basically it's a kind of pressure card because when this card attack, because it's also getting a hard name, so it becomes Blau. So when this card's attack hit your opponent's Vanguard early game, you can actually stand the grade 2. So it's a combo set. So this card attack first, then this card attack. If the attack hit, stand this card. Then after the card blast 1, stand this card. Then after that, you card blast 1 and retire 1 opponent's rear guard with 9000 power or below. Next, this is a strong GBA card. When this card attack Vanguard, card blast 1, stand all your rear guard and until end of turn, or then gain the skill. When this card become rest, stand them. Okay, so 1 per turn. Then for each of your rear guard, this unit get 5000 power. Next, the Zero Dragon of Stargate. Okay, so when this card called the Vanguard Circle, hit the cost, card blast 2. If you do until end of turn, this unit get drive -2. Then when this card attack, it doesn't go into rest position, and also it can attack up to 3 times. Next, the G Guardians. 2 copies. So when this card is called your Guardian Circle, if the number of face-out cards if there's no number of face-out card in your damage zone, this counter charge 2 and this unit get 5000 power. And then the next part of the skill, if when this card is called the Guardian Circle, if there's no card in your soul charge 2, then if you do until end of turn, this unit get 5000 power. Because this is a Blau deck, so Blau deck actually use up counter blast quite a lot, so this actually help your counter charging. So the next, Token Titan. So when this card is called to your Guardian Circle, okay, so if you have the number of cards in your damage zone is less than your opponent, this get 10,000 power shield. Okay, so next, when this card in the G zone, so blast 1, then turn this card face down. If you do, choose a card on your field, be it your rear guard or rear guard circle or your damage zone, and turn it face up. So it can be a counter charge or it can be unlocker. Now we move on to the 2 Blau card of the deck, the G unit, the main strike of the deck. Firstly, this is the new card that was seen in GEBO3. So basically, when at the end of the battle, when this card attack, and if you have a hard card with Blau as card name, you can pay the cost, which is counter blast 1, and then choose 2 cards from your hand and discard it. Okay, so if you do, put this card back to your G zone. The other deck, stand this card. I'll put this card back to your G zone, then select a grade 3 card with Blau as card name, right as your Vanguard as stand. Next, this is the O card. So when this card attacks, you may, and if you have Blau hard card, you may pay the cost, which is called the blast 1. If you do, search your deck for a card with Blau's in the card name. So when this card attack, so you can pay the cost. Okay, so when this card attack, you have a hard card with Blau, then you can card the blast 1. Then after that, search your deck for a grade 3 card with Blau's card name, reveal it to your opponent, add to your hand, shuffle your deck, and then it gain the skill. Limit break 5. At the end of the battle, when this card attack, you can pay the cost, which is discard 3 cards from your hand. If you do, put this card back to the G zone and face up, and then after that, select 1 grade 3 card from your hand and write it as stand. So basically, these 2 actually have the same effect at the end of the battle. Return back to the G zone face up. Then after that, depending on which is your Vanguard, it can be this or it can be this. So you can write over. So if you write over this card, you choose 4 of your rearguard, then stand them. Then because you stand them for, let's say 4, so you get 8,000. So however, if you are here, you get 10,000 power. Then after that, when this card attacked, stand 2 more, so you get another 4,000. So it's a 14,000. Here you actually add up together is 12,000. So it's a difference of 2,000 power. Yep. So we hope that you enjoyed today's deck profile of the new updated version of the Blau deck. Do let us know in the comment section below that which deck that you wish to see next, and also which battle that you want to see. Until next time, God bless. See you.